Tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai ki tani hui whakanui e ti hunga. Ka whakapōtaihi ere ti whariwanangaro tamaki makarau. No reira nau mai, haere mai, tēnā koutou katoa. Good afternoon and welcome to Graduation Week, our final day at the University of Auckland. This ceremony will see graduates from two faculties, the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Education and Social Work. The formal proceedings will begin very shortly, and you'll be invited to stand as your graduates enter through the back and process to their seats. They will then be followed by the academic staff, and finally our official party, which includes our Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and guest speaker. Please remain standing during this time. During the ceremony, please feel free to take photographs, but please don't stand in the aisles to do this. And now is the best time for you to switch your mobile phone to silent, please. At the end of the ceremony, you'll all be invited to sing, for the first time, the national anthem with your new graduates. Everyone will then process out into the level above this stage level. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see your future graduates are ready to come in. Please stand.
ngā manahiri, ngā whānau kua eke mai nei ki te tautoko i te kaupapa o te rānei e. Hara mai rā, nau mai rā, piki mai rā. Huri noa kia koutou ngā tauira, ko tēnei tā koutou rā whakahirahira, tā koutou pōtaitanga e. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.
Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā hoe whā. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Vice Chancellor, special guests, graduands, family, whānau and supporters. As Chancellor of the University of Auckland, I extend a warm welcome to you all on behalf of the University Council members and the staff of the University. This is a meeting of the Council of the University of Auckland at which I will confer diplomas and award degrees in the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Education and Social Work. Graduation is a time for celebrating success. Today you will experience the pomp and tradition of this ancient ceremony and the recognition befitting your success on your well-deserved day of celebration. Like your family and friends gathered here, we are very proud of your achievements and look forward to your lifelong involvement as members of the University of Auckland family. Of course, graduation is much more than just a day of celebration. Your qualification from this university will have a lifetime impact on you, your family, and the community at large. We know that compared to those whose formal education ends in high school, graduates have lower unemployment rates, higher salaries, better career prospects, and better health outcomes. Your university experience and the qualifications gained at university will thus add real value to your lives and the lives of those around you. The fact that our university can add value in these ways reflects the abilities and achievements of our staff and students. In the Faculty of Engineering, Professors Mick Pender, Bryony James and Gerard Rowe were appointed Engineering New Zealand Fellows. Fellows are leaders in the industry who inspire others and have made a significant contribution to engineering. Professor Rosalind Archer has also recently been named as the organisation's Vice President. Associate Professor Roger Dunn received the 2018 Institute of Transportation Engineers Australia New Zealand Contribution to the Profession Award. This is the Institute's most prestigious award and is presented to individuals who have made a significant contribution to the development of the transport and traffic engineering profession over a sustained period. Professor Ken Elwood received the 2018 New Zealand Society of Earthquake Engineering President Award. This was awarded in recognition of his significant contribution to enhancing public safety through the increased understanding of earthquake effects on reinforced concrete buildings following the Canterbury and Kaikoura earthquakes. And Professor Brian Mace was the recipient of the Royal Society International Exchanges Award. Additionally, he was appointed a visiting fellow of the Department of Engineering Science of Oxford University for a 3-year term. In the Faculty of Education and Social Work, Dr. Maria Cooper and Associate Professor Marek Taser received the Judith Duncan Early Childhood Education Award from the New Zealand Association for Research in Education. They were recognised for their notable contributions to the field through the conduct of high-quality research. Associate Professor Jay Marlowe was awarded the 2018 Rutherford Discovery Fellowship for a project entitled Dislocation in an Age of Connection, Mapping Refugee Settlement Trajectories Within an Increasingly Mobile World. Jay has worked with refugee communities as a social worker and researcher addressing refugee settlement and disaster risk reduction. Professor Stephen May received the Mackenzie Award from the New Zealand Association for Research in Education for his significant contribution to the educational research. Stephen is regarded as a world authority on language rights and language policy. And Dr. Ray Si'ilata received the Pacific Education Award and Pacific Service Excellence Award in the Sunpix Pacific People's Awards, sponsored by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. The awards recognise Ray's leadership of the Pacifica Early Literacy Project, which resulted in widely used and acclaimed dual language books for young learners, and the Pacifica Teacher Aid Project. In order to ensure that we can continue to achieve successes like these and to enhance our contribution to future generations of graduates and to our nation, the university must do three things. First, we need to attract students of high academic potential and give them an outstanding academic and extracurricular experience. In this respect, we are doing very well. The proportion of students entering the university with a high grade point average is growing each year, and we produce outstanding students, just like you. Second, we need to attract, develop and retain outstanding staff. This we are doing as illustrated by the achievements I described earlier. Many of our staff are world leaders in their fields, and you will have been privileged to learn from and work with them. It is no coincidence that in the QS World Rankings of University Subjects, the University of Auckland came top in New Zealand in 37 of the 41 subjects ranked. And in the new Times Higher Education Impact Rankings, which measure each university's performance against the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, we were ranked first in the world, both overall and for health and well-being. Third, we need to create the kind of academic environment and facilities that support and encourage excellence. To this end, the university has been investing heavily in its campus renewal program so as to ensure that we do provide facilities of genuinely international quality. Many of you will graduate today with a first qualification, and you will be rightly proud of that achievement. However, I also want you to reflect on the ongoing learning opportunities and wide range of postgraduate options available to you at this university. You must never rest on your laurels in a challenging and ever-changing world, but rather be prepared to embrace change and new technology and make the most of the opportunities presented to you. Although it might seem like a daunting prospect right now, further study and learning is inevitable for all of us as the world changes around us at an ever-accelerating pace. Whatever path you follow, I urge you as alumni of New Zealand's leading university to never forget your alma mater, your university. We rely on our graduates for support, moral, political, and financial. But today is your day, with the focus firmly on your achievement. At this ceremony, we honour your success along with the support of your family, whānau, and others who have sustained you through your studies. I congratulate you and trust that you will long cherish the memories of your graduation today. It's my great pleasure to welcome our guest speaker today, Judge Andrew Beecroft. Judge Andrew Beecroft is a respected voice in this country. He is the current Children's Commissioner, speaking on behalf of children who are rarely heard in our communities. Judge Beecroft was the principal youth court judge for 15 years, a role that brought him insight into the world of troubled and marginalised youth. He speaks plainly and clearly about the inequities of life in New Zealand. He has never been afraid to stand up for those who live on the edge. After graduating in law with honours from this university, Andrew worked for many years as a criminal barrister in South Auckland and assisted with the founding of the Mangere Community Law Centre. He was appointed a district court judge in 1996. Today, Andrew Beecroft's voice is heard in the corridors of power, something that he could not have imagined in his own school days. A childhood stutter dogged him until after law school, when with the right help, he overcame it. Today, he is also patron of the New Zealand Speakeasy Association, helping those with speech impediments. Add to that an award from the Public Relations Institute for Communicator of the Year in 2009 and a Distinguished Alumni Award from this university. Judge Andrew Beecroft has long been a champion for the rights of youth and children and is a respected voice for those who have no access to power. It is my great pleasure to welcome him to the stage.
I ngā mana, i ngā reo, e tēnei whātua ātāhua. Mihi mai, karanga mai. Ki te whare e tūnei, ki te papa tā koto nei, tēnā kōrera. E kuri mā, e koro mā, e rangatahi mā. He pai ki te kōrero ki a koutou i tēnei rā. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, members of the University, graduands, and most importantly, families, friends and supporters. In both my current and previous roles, I saw a lot of young people wearing different T-shirts. And if you would permit me to break with the ceremony of the tradition, I thought I would show you and start with one T-shirt. I'm not going to undress completely, you'll be relieved to know. This is the T-shirt. And we can put the T-shirt on the screen, but it depicts Martin Luther King addressing over 250,000 people who had gathered in Washington in 1963 as part of a march for civil rights. Martin Luther King was the final speaker, and he had had a prepared speech written by his speechwriters. And the theme of the speech was the Bank of Justice in the USA had delivered a dud check for the black people of that country. That the Bank of Justice had delivered a check marked insufficient funds to the black people of the states. Actually, I was telling this story, I should tell you, to a group of 12, 13 and 14-year-olds a few months ago. And at this stage, I could see they looked a bit hesitant and uncertain. And I saw their puzzled expression and said, "You know what I mean by a check, don't you?" And not one of them knew. I said, "You know where you write the person's name and the money and you sign it and you pass it over?" They did not have a clue. I mean no disrespect to those gathered in front of me and behind me, but I think that most of you here will know what I mean by a check. At any rate, as Martin Luther King was 8 paragraphs into that prepared speech, he paused. He clearly thought he wasn't engaging with his audience. And in that pause, if you look at YouTube, you can hear one of his trusted advisors, Mahalia Jackson, call out in that silence, "Tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream." And she was referring to a speech that he'd given 2 months earlier in Detroit. The media were there. It was the I Have a Dream speech, but it never caught on. In fact, you can read about the whole speech in a very good little book, Behind the Dream, that tells the whole story of the speech. And in that pause, you can see him put his prepared notes to one side. And then he embarked again on the I Have a Dream speech, and in doing so captured the imagination of the crowd and the whole world, and indeed his speech has reverberated down the decades. My purpose in starting with that story is to ask you, especially those graduating today, do you have a vision or a dream for your life and what you want to achieve? Today is rightly the time where I and everyone here join in congratulating you on your achievement. It's a time of celebration, but it should not overlook the central question that I think you face. Can I suggest that you need to ask not so much what job or what vocation your degree will enable, but what will you do with it to make New Zealand a better place? What sort of person will you be? And how will you better improve and serve your community, city, and country? In my role as Children's Commissioner, I certainly have a dream for all New Zealand's 1.2 million under 18-year-olds. Now, that's about 23% of the population, without a vote, certainly, usually without a voice. My dream, as with all of us, is that all New Zealand's children flourish, thrive, and reach their potential. But unfortunately, the reality is that dream is far from being realised. I'm often asked, how well are New Zealand children doing? Actually, there's a very easy summary. You can remember this. 70% do well, some world-leadingly well, win athletics competitions, hip-hop dance competitions in the States, win bronze medals at the Winter Olympics as 16-year-olds. We can be reassured that most of our children, about 70%, do well. But 20% live in situations of intermittent disadvantage and stress and face significant challenges. And 10% are in chronic disadvantage and in environments that make good life outcomes not impossible, but much more difficult. This latter group, this 10%, and remember that 70-20-10, because it works just about over every field you want to measure, whether it's justice, whether it's educational achievement, whether it's well-being, whether it's education and health. That 10% is a number that's significant enough to fill Eden Park twice over. That group is a real challenge. It's a paradox in New Zealand that we can do so well and have so much that is good and so many resources at our disposal, but yet have such a significant group of children that are genuinely doing it very, very tough. In a country, frankly, which in the last 30 years has dropped the ball about having a coordinated set, a strategy, a child-focused strategy. So that's my dream. In a sense, it's been my recent life's work, and it's been a tremendously fulfilling, rewarding and absorbing role. And it's been a privilege, in a small way, to have helped make a difference in the lives of some of our children and young people who most need help. You will have different dreams and visions. and in all the excitement of graduation and with the pride of your family surrounding you, now is a good time to pause. You'll never have more discretionary time at your disposal than now. To think through, what is it that you want to do with your degree? How do you want to make a difference in New Zealand? And that dream will be amended as life progresses and new opportunities open up. But you have to have it. And that's my challenge today. One of the key mechanisms to bring to life this dream or this vision is to recognise the importance of character. My 91-year-old father, who died just 2 months ago, said to me when I finished university, "Son, you will never be trusted in the big things until you demonstrate you can be trusted in the small things." As I started out my working life in a law firm in central Auckland, that proved true day after day. Reliability, integrity, trustworthiness are the hallmarks which will enable your degree that is conferred on you today to be used to the best possible effect. Because there's no point in having a qualification if you don't make an equal commitment to dream big as to what you will do with it. Character can't be underestimated. You know, in Roman times, one of the big businesses was making candlestick holders out of silver. Huge business. And there are a lot of knockoff artists who used to make wax candlestick holders but coat it with silver on the outside and sell it off as genuine silver. Those who were the real deal and made candlesticks of solid silver took to stamping on the base of the candlestick underneath the Latin word sincere, S-I-N-C-E-R-E, without wax. They were without wax candlesticks. They were the real deal, the same on the inside, the same on the outside. That's a question for you. That's where we get our English word sincere from. A sincere person is without wax. On the outside as in the inside. People of integrity, reliability, trustworthiness. Now, I started with a T-shirt. Can I conclude with a T-shirt? This is where it gets interesting. I'm not going any further, so don't worry. We'll put this T-shirt up on the screen. Some of you may know the story. It depicts the medal ceremony at the 1968 Mexico Olympics, the 200-metre event, the last race in the calendar. The background is the US track team nearly decided not to come as a protest for the lack of civil rights back in the States. But in the end, they decided to come and they were going to protest at every single event that they won. And they won a lot, but actually they wimped out of every opportunity until this last event, and they confidently expected to be first, second and third. But an Australian, Peter Norman, came second. Tommy Smith first, John Carlos third. Immediately after the race, they both went to Peter Norman and said, "We're going to do the Black Power salute, but it's your medal ceremony too. Do you mind?" And he said, "I'm a Salvation Army boy from Melbourne. I stand with you. I know what's going on in the States." And he wore an Athletes Against Racism badge. At that point, Tommy Smith said, "John Carlos, third place getter, has forgotten his gloves." And it was Peter Norman who said, "Well, Tommy, you'll have to wear your glove on the right hand, and John Carlos, you'll have to wear your glove on the left hand," breaking with protocol. And there was a huge commotion. And in the end, Smith and Carlos got banned from the games and never ran for the USA again. Had great trouble getting jobs back home. Peter Norman ran the fourth fastest time in the world in 1972 to qualify and was a favourite for Munich Olympics. But he wasn't selected by the Australians, something of a shame, an enduring shame in Australia, because he wore that Athletes Against Racism badge. And the way they did it was to select no Australian sprinters that year because none were said to be good enough. And Peter Norman never ran for Australia again. And it's all told in a wonderful DVD called Salute, the story of the 200 metres final in Mexico. And in it, you see the coffin of Peter Norman being carried out of the Salvation Army Citadel in Melbourne, just a few years ago when he died. And the pallbearers, front left and front right, are Tommy Smith and John Carlos. They travelled all the way over from the States, where they're now both university professors, because they said this man demonstrated moral courage, authenticity under pressure. He stood up for what he believes. That is what Aotearoa New Zealand needs from you. You are some of the most privileged and talented and capable young people in our country. We desperately need you to demonstrate that same moral courage and model a value system under pressure. So, in conclusion, today is a great opportunity to think about what you will do with your degree and how you will use it to better our country and maybe even our world. And you'll never get a better time to reflect on it and to start thinking and dreaming. To remind ourselves about the importance of character, about what demonstrating without wax sincerity means, and to remind ourselves that no dream is going to be achieved, not only without hard work, but without moral courage. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Andrew, while you're getting dressed, let me thank you for a most interesting, insightful and provocative delivery. This is a meeting of council and convocation of the university at which I will be awarding diplomas and conferring degrees. By the authority vested in me by resolution of the University of Auckland Council, I, Scott St John, Chancellor, award the diplomas and confer the degrees stated upon those who within the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Education and Social Work have satisfied the requirements of this university. I now call upon the Deputy Dean Research in the Faculty of Engineering, Professor Bryony James, to present graduands in that faculty.
Chancellor, as Deputy Dean Research, I have the honour of presenting to you the students qualified for the award of a diploma or conferment of a degree in the Faculty of Engineering. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours with First Class Honours, Jack Somerville Adams in Biomedical Engineering. Leah Baldonado Augustin in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Hannah Andrews in Engineering Science. Oliver Samuel Banks in Engineering Science. Megan Bethel in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Malika Binney in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Adam Cameron in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Sam Jack Chappell in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Surt Ying Cheng in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Senior Scholar in Engineering, Geoffrey Choi in Engineering Science. Caitlin Chu in Biomedical Engineering. Kylie Clampett in biomedical engineering. Jonty Cullen in engineering science. Emma MacLeod Doolin in engineering science. Ewan Gregory Nicholas Edmonds in biomedical engineering. James William Francis Ellery in biomedical engineering. Senior Scholar in Engineering, Lucy Ellingham in biomedical engineering. Thomas Evans in engineering science. Vida Fox in engineering science. Leif Healy in engineering science. Georgia Heffernan in biomedical engineering. James Howard in chemical and materials engineering. Andrew Jackson in engineering science. Elise Myra Jansen in chemical and materials engineering. Laura Kampshoff in chemical and materials engineering. Hyeon Kim in engineering science. Praveen Krishna in biomedical engineering. Danielle Jasmine Lim Kwan in chemical and materials engineering. Joshua Lindsay in chemical and materials engineering. Eric Liu in biomedical engineering. Ellen Jean McBurney in chemical and materials engineering. Nathan James McDougall in engineering science. Emma Menzies in biomedical engineering. Matthew Henry Nicholson in engineering science. Mitchell Oxenbridge in biomedical engineering. Raina Rebelo in engineering science. Kerry Jack Robertson in chemical and materials engineering. Kate Salmon in engineering science. Liam Jude Shanker in engineering science. Logan Joseph Small in engineering science. Haddon Exum Smith in engineering science. Senior Scholar in engineering, Rachel Genevieve Rose Smith in biomedical engineering. Riley Stain in engineering science. Karam Suleiman in engineering science. Raghuraman Theagaraja in chemical and materials engineering. James Thorne in engineering science. Scott Robert Wakeling in biomedical engineering. Wen-Ji Wu in biomedical engineering. Hannah Claire McClymont Wright in biomedical engineering. Logan Blair Wu in engineering science. Lucy Yan in biomedical engineering. Michael Liang Jiang in engineering science. Christina Zhao in chemical and materials engineering. Kevin Jong in Engineering Science. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours with Second Class Honours First Division, Marlowe Kenneth Ashby Bigham in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Nur Asma Hanim Badri in Chemical and Materials Engineering. William Bowman in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Laura Catley in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Chi Tsiang Alexander Chan in Biomedical Engineering. Chia Chi Chang in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Daniel James Everett in Biomedical Engineering. Nuabel Fong in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Sally So Young Jo in Biomedical Engineering. Kevin Jong in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Jia Hun Zhou in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Thomas Leo in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Lillian Wen Yim Lim in Biomedical Engineering. Danielle Maynard in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Lucy Catherine Margaret McSweeney in Engineering Science. Se Huan Park in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Jessie Prendergast in Engineering Science. Edward Kwok in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Holly Marshall Smith in Engineering Science. Acharya Sukasem in Biomedical Engineering. Taylor Whittle in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Patrick Williams in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Rin Wu in Engineering Science. Jingxian Yu in Chemical and Materials Engineering. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours with Second Class Honours Second Division, Stephen Panomo in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Leah Tomazi in Chemical and Materials Engineering. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours conjoint with First Class Honours, Senior Scholar in Arts, Senior Scholar in Engineering, Alan Ansell in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Arts. Hugh Blackburn in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Dylan Mark Budler in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Kandap Dalal in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Dylan Dong in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. James William Green in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Senior Scholar in Business and Economics, Alex Mark Hammond in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Qianshu Zheng in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Katja Elizabeth Osakin in Biomedical Engineering and a Bachelor of Science. Anthony Wong in Chemical and Materials Engineering and a Bachelor of Science. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours Conjoint with Second Class Honours First Division, Stephen Anthony Creamer in Biomedical Engineering and a Bachelor of Science. Guy Hermanosh in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Liam John O'Donoghue in Chemical and Materials Engineering and a Bachelor of Science. Liam Craig Young in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. To the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Honours Conjoint with Second Class Honours Second Division, Timothy Ian Bennett in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. Ji Tien Chen in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Arts. Henry Whelan in Engineering Science and a Bachelor of Commerce. To the degree of Master of Engineering with First Class Honours, Abhishek Ashok Kamath in Bioengineering. Julius Marvin Sikig Rivera in Engineering Science. To the degree of Master of Engineering Studies with Merit, Nitya Ashok Babu in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Chu Xin Liu in Chemical and Materials Engineering. To the degree of Master of Engineering Studies, Xiaobo Feng in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Ayush Garg in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Jenna Simmons with a Bachelor of Engineering Honours and a Bachelor of Commerce.
I call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Education and Social Work, Associate Professor Mark Barrow, to present graduands in that faculty.
Chancellor, as Dean, I have the honour of presenting to you students qualified for the award of a diploma or conferment of a degree in the Faculty of Education and Social Work. Graduate Diploma in Education, Andre Stefan Nola. Joy Arero. Chian Dong. Charity Vamasina Umatangi Va'amosili. Kirsty Lorna Fisher. Jay Fu. Ping Gong. Anna Louise Hayden. Yi Juan Jung. Kiran Dep Kaur. Latoisa Celeste Liassel. Michelle Rose Maxwell. Sue Maria McLean. Vanidine Tukatama Patuki. Le Se Share. Shi Wei Zhan Yang. Subin Yoon. Ling Ling Zhang. Ye Zhong. Lo Yi Zhou. Graduate Diploma in Teaching Primary, Jessica Ahern. Bo An. Annika Kristen Apps. Nicole Estrella. Kimberly Ann Atkinson. Woody Wu. Grace Marlene Baker. Sarah Jane Bouchin. Alexis Billiard. Kate Hineo Bruin. Priscilla Brito Pereira. Bianca Brunchawella. Andrew Buckton. Kelly Fryer Chambers. Antonella Coppolino. Olivia Davidson. Catherine Ann Dent. Grace Dew. Anna Marie Ursig. Madison Ray Hamilton Eruera. Lucy Margaret Eskrig. Itoma Lloyd Eveni. Hina Farouk. Michael Elliott Fenner. Sing Yung Fong. Josephine Fruin. Jolene Gilbert. Laura Margaret Gladstone. Noelia Gonzalez Quinones. Larissa Graham. Reniza Haroon. Tracy Maria Harris. Bailey Ann Harrison. Eleanor Molly Hayden. Melissa Yi Zung Hung. Avalon Hermans. Da Yung Hong. Michael James Howdle. Alan Tong Wei Su. Grace Brittany Hunt. Ashton Charles Bygate. Susan Mary Hunt. Adina Nicoletta Yordash. Humza Ishikawa. Matthew Jenkins. Emily K. Johnson. Hasini Amanda Kaitu'u. Jeremy Kerr. Lucy Rose Kersell. Ki-Young Sun Kim. Elena King. Laura Susanna Kirby. Natasha Genevieve Lamiko. Vaisiti Unalotu Kilatu. Bernadette Margaret Ann Lawler. Cami Leung. Li U Songdi. Ali Anna Marie Lowther. Suzanne Marie Mackay. Amy Marie McLaughlin. Cameron John Miller. Stephen Mills. Sherwin Mohan. Nicole Lauren Moore. Suzanne Marie Nielsen. Sophie Nevin. Rebecca Newell. Aria Celeste Newton. Nicole Johnson. Nicole Nicholson, beg your pardon. Jordan. Sorry, I just looked up, I thought it wasn't you. Jordan Vailima K. Pautu. Linanyage Sudira Praboth Pereira. Jared Pihama. Aaron Pullman. Emir Marie Quinn. Kenyan Alexandra Harris Radich. Shaylin Saswika Ram. Kelsey Marissa Ramsey. Abigail Dinapol Romualdo. Miley Selena Ronald. Georgina Elizabeth Schooler. Shannon Tracy Seal. Lisa Ann Shepherd. Ji Weng Shin. Lydia Kate Shoebridge. Komal Karishma Singh. Sally Stacey. Monica Merasiini Luana Sugdeo. Fedoro Taloa. Nicole Kelsey Tai. Ria Yogesh Vida. Olivia Jane Wallace. Fane Mileta Walter. Emma Jane Aroha Waratini. Kimberly Nicole Watkins. Kate Weiss. Keith Wilson. Hewitt Wobshet Yimmer. To the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching, Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Eruera Abraham. Tracy R. Ling. Maureen Fazana Ali. Jamie Athy Timmins. Kyle Ayres. Letitia Bailey. Suad Baksmati. Chelsea Patricia Bennett. Tralina Rose Bentley. Mahima Bhatia. Hayley Rochelle Bilk. Amy Lewis Brent. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Shay Amanda Brown. Georgia Louise Bruce. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Rita Neva Burgess. Caroline Hannah Butler. Hannah Rochelle Byers. Luke Thomas Cadwallader. Brittany Rose Caldwell. Jason Kalison. Fetuna Rowena Nuusala Cardona. Michaela Grace Cash. Mary Fatima Chan Fong. Wan E. Chan. Natasha Chetty. Nalini Chima. Yi Wan Ching. Renee G. C. Chu. Ji Hai Cho. Ashley Clark. Te Aroha Marie Clark. Georgia Danielle Cluett. Amelia Cooper. Natasha Cooper. Madison Eve Darlington. Amy Davis. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Charlotte Ann Davis. Emma Ruby Merle Davis. Kirsty Day. Amber Louise Dickey. Hayley Louise Eagle. Isabel Sarah Jean Easton. Belinda Edmonds. Christina Nicole Ellis. Tyler Maya Fa'aofo. Sila Lupe Christine Fiver Kitu. Francesca Fabris Muir. Emily Fitzgerald. Kendra Fitzgerald. Libby Molly Flashman. Michelle Nahuia Flavel. Fatayai Penihuro Fanoti. Emma Gill. Samantha Louise Graham. Nora Lavinia Harrison. Samantha Grace Harrison. Danyan Swami Benjamin Haskett. Yuka Hay. Shan Her. Salvana Adele Hermes. Carolyn Hewen. George Churnside Hollingworth.
One of the great pleasures of graduation is the opportunity to hear performances by students from our acclaimed School of Music. April Zhu on violin, accompanied by Fumi Kiuchi on piano, will now perform Marche Miniature Vianoa by Fritz Kreisler. April and Fumi, thank you so much for sharing that performance with us. I now call upon Te Tumu and Head of Te Puna Wānanga, Dr. Kaweho Hoskins, to present further graduands in that faculty.
To the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching, Catherine Jean Horgan. Miranda Huang. Che Lim Ha. Leslie Joe. Sakina Johnston. Kaylin Jones. Kerry Lee Jones. Brent Robert Julius. Raymond Adonis Komwana. Roy Kevin Kelly. Sana Shanez Khan. Hosni Khan. Min-Soo Kim. Annie Rose Kirkham. Samantha Jamie Kitt. Mayanka Kumar. Ryan Kwok. Tule Lauta Faith Langi. Rebecca Lawrence. Chelsea Grace Lee. Sol Lee. Adelina Lee Hussein. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Karen Liang. Jamie Lightfoot. Irene Su Yu Liu. Teresa Liu. Rachel Grace Makareth. Josiah Peter McNamara. Annalise Claire Maggs. Yating Mai. Brianna Ray Mann. Camille Manu. Amanda Olivia Marsden. Yannick Luigi Mati Noli. Anastasia Susanna Matai. Georgina Shiromwana Mataroa. Stephen Jack Matthews. Nicole Sarona Makoski. Tyler Mia McCurdy. Abby Louise McGinn. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Louise Southine Dixon McIver. Caitlin Malloy. Christina Meredith. Stephanie Meredith. Fuavea Whainga o la Moala. Rifat Mohammed. Kayla Brooke Morete. Brooke Neal. Julianne Agnes O'Connor. Abby Louise Ogram. Frances Catherine O'Rourke. Ivy Rose Liana Page Pierce. Caitlin Von Patterson. Okay. Holly Priest Honeysett. Abby May Redman. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Isabella Marie Regtine. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Berdine Honoria Ricard. Rangiuru Robati. Atalani Paula Saloa. Niall Satani. Braden Shark. Marissa Leilani Schwelger. Shung Yi Sin. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Ruby Adelaide Simpson. Mariah Smith. Summer Hannah Maria Rebecca Smith. Courtney Rose Saul. Antonia Sue. Leanne Sue. Ashmita Radhika Swami. Michaela Tyapor. Atika Yasmin Tariq. Leani Totiepa. Kathy Ula Teo. Georgia Thompson. Clarissa Ting Shu Hui. Lily Crystal Jasmine Tooley. Menimo Tuputuia. Esther Christina Winnie. Faith Ventura. Lee William Wallace. Karina Leilani Walton. Chun Wang. Jingwen Wang. Gina Annette White. Benjamin Williams. Alicia Wilshire. Hucky Wilson. Ricarda Wong. Sherry Yi Lee. Shi Yu. Hasipa Zareth. Jiaru Shao. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Sharon Shu. Not here. To the degree of Bachelor of Human Sciences, Owafa Rawinia Whakamalo. To the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, Quinita Afele. Rachel Brianna Aiken. Laura Esme Bellamy. Sue On Chung. Claudia Rhodes Clark Parker. Bethany Grace Collins. Red Robinson Fatani. Jessica Jean Goodard. Sophie Marie Harpur. Rachel Marie Herring. James Alistair Kierans. Zachary Kimpton. Ronika Fa'amanatu Lesa. Shaniqua Siofa Mahani Tafua. Stella Song. Hyun Sung. Nadine Carla Daus Vasquez. Carol Ruth Crawford. Victoria Jane Hathaway. Tara Natalie Nell. Crystal Rose O'Neill. Olivia Michelle Selby. Lisa Taylor. Postgraduate Diploma in Counselling Theory with Merit, Fiona Cotti. Karen Hughes. Kriti Soni. Postgraduate Diploma in Counselling Theory, Lee Moo. Rakana Rizal. Postgraduate Diploma in Education with Distinction, Priscilla Chester in Reading Recovery. Erin Elizabeth Day in Reading Recovery. Annette Therese Hare in Reading Recovery. Kimberly Claire Kelly in Reading Recovery. Robin Russell in Literacy Education. Postgraduate Diploma in Education, Chandra Kanta Gunda. Hasimran Kaur. Kavita Kavita. Pisinga Pukeloa Puikala. Helen Tai Marangai. Kuilani Tupo. Pauline Langi Vaka. Postgraduate Diploma in Professional Supervision, Lucy Matthias. Mageshwari Ramalangam. To the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching Honours with First Class Honours, Ji-Woon Choi. Emily Fisher. Sarah Landy. Kevin William Morehouse. Nikki Laura Oates. Emily Quatch. Kristen Elise Rees. Zoe Jane Soppett. To the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching Honours with Second Class Honours First Division, Bianca Kloppers. Michelle Elizabeth Lees. University Postgraduate Scholar Jessica Martha McGuinness. To the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching Honours with Second Class Honours Second Division, Kathleen Mary Davidson. To the degree of Bachelor of Social Work Honours with First Class Honours, Jane Merea Blake. Stephanie Ann Callagher. Phoebe Clegg. Holly Olivia Wagstaff Evans. Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Suzette Claire Senior Scholar in Education and Social Work, Jessica Steele. To the degree of Bachelor of Social Work Honours with Second Class Honours First Division, Sarah Scarina Daniels. Jessica Leeming. To the degree of Master of Education with First Class Honours, Evan James Barker. Gail Pamela Colby. University Postgraduate Scholar, Lynn Christine Gardner. Claire Jennings. Heather Margaret Lancow. Sudhira Chandramali Nayankara. Dawn Elizabeth Pollard. Eileen Wang. To the degree of Master of Education with Second Class Honours First Division, Carol May Bateman. Richard Douglas Kirk. Quinn Yun Lee. Rebecca McIntosh. Kitiona Pasene. Shinsuke Yoshimura. And a postgraduate diploma in education with merit, Mi Shou. To the degree of Master of Education with Second Class Honours Second Division, Fatma Mohammed Jaba. To the degree of Master of Education Practice with Second Class Honours First Division, Christopher Grage. To the degree of Master of Education Practice with Distinction, Zhou N. Chao Gung. Denise Michelle Lacasi. Robin Sinclair. To the degree of Master of Education Practice with Merit, Vanessa Bentley. Barbara Lake. Patricia Kelly O'Connell. Rochelle Stansfield. To the degree of Master of Social and Community Leadership with First Class Honours, Rachel Kupi Kane. To the degree of Master of Social Work Professional with First Class Honours, Alice Elizabeth Keller. Veronica Joan McNeil. Rebecca Rillstone. Annalise Lily Sharp. Rachel Elizabeth Wallace. Emily Lawrence. and Josephine Summerfield. To the degree of Master of Social Work Professional with Second Class Honours First Division, Naomi Tēnā Akuli Haulangi. Joanne Meyer. Ngaio Abrahamson. Ye Un Nam. Holly Oswald. To the degree of Master of Social Work Professional with Second Class Honours Second Division, Alison Ruth Bevan. Heather Jo Joanyi Blair. That's not me, eh? Now I'm confused. And then go. Then it's the D.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the doctoral graduands.
Chancellor, I have the honour of presenting to you the doctoral graduands. To the degree of Doctor of Education, Amanda Harper. Amanda investigated undergraduate students' use and perceived value of feedback provided in an online system compared with other forms of feedback experienced over the course of their science studies. Her results highlighted the impact and consequences of both pedagogy and the contextual factors within which formative assessment is delivered. Congratulations. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Saida Golnar Bezadi in Operations Research. Golnar investigated risk management strategies to build resilience in agribusiness supply chains under key supply and demand-side disruption risks. Her study focused particularly on combinations of risk management strategies that improve the resilience of agribusiness supply chains with perishable products. This study has been applied to a kiwi fruit supply chain problem. Golnar, congratulations. Ana Maria Benton Zavala in Education. Ana Maria examined the holistic work of an Indigenous bilingual school in Mexico, and its inclusion of Indigenous language and culture is central to the curriculum. She identified 3 central elements within a complex interaction that clearly had a positive effect on students' Indigenous identity and subsequent academic performance. She maintains that the combined effects of this interaction can illuminate a way to support Indigenous bilingual schools in Mexico and elsewhere. Congratulations. Laura Ann Chubb in Education. Laura partnered with a local research team and rural Kenyan community members, testing traditional gathering spaces, or mabaraza, as safe places for sex talk. Her action research approach used community dialogue to simultaneously investigate and transform intergenerational perceptions of sex. Her thesis demonstrates both the complexity of engaging communities on this sensitive topic and the possibilities of using traditional meeting spaces for promoting sexual health agendas. Laura. Maria Rose Cooper in Education. Maria examined the work of infant-toddler teaching teams within a high-quality early childhood service to advance understandings of educational leadership as collective and embedded rather than formal and positional. Using cultural historical activity theory, Maria identified important conditions, structures and collective processes that improve educational provision for young children and their families and have wider implications for innovative learning environments. Congratulations. University Doctoral Scholar Glenys Ann Daniel in Education. By examining qualifications, pathways, policies and procedures in selected OECD countries and New Zealand schools, Glenys investigated how countries and individual schools can limit or enable student success in secondary school exit qualifications. She identified differences between countries and schools that were classified as low-performing low equity and high-performing high equity, and made recommendations for policy and practice. Congratulations, Dennis. University Doctoral Scholar Oscar MacLeod Dowson in Engineering Science. Every day, dairy farmers make decisions without knowing how much grass will grow in the future or what the price of milk will be. Oscar created novel mathematical models and software tools to help these farmers make better decisions under uncertainty, so improving the environmental and economic sustainability of the New Zealand dairy industry. Congratulations. Ali Foreman in Education. Ali investigated how quality preschool education in Indonesia was produced over 3 periods of government: pre-Reformasi from 1950 to 1998, Reformasi from 1998 to 2003, and post-Reformasi from 2004 to 2015. Informed by Foucauldian genealogy, he looked at the discourses influencing the conceptualisation of young children, teachers' roles and the learning environments in shaping Indonesia's youngest citizens. Congratulations, Ali. Xingqian Gao in Education. Xingqian probed into 5 English teachers' cognition about listening in English as a foreign language, an area that has largely been neglected in the research literature. She investigated their instructional practice in the classroom, the complex relationships between their cognition and practice, and the factors that mediated the relationships. Her findings are illuminating, especially in better understanding how teacher cognition research can offer insights into effective pedagogical practices in language teaching and language teacher education in contexts such as China. Congratulations. Yi Huang in Education. Yi used a neo-Bordusian approach to analyse both the reproduction and transformation of neoliberal domination of Chinese young people through education. Yi argued that although neoliberalisation appears to be pervasive in contemporary education, the means to transform its domination still exists within the larger intellectual community. For this reason, a cyclic reproduction may not necessarily become a reality. Yi, congratulations. University Doctoral Scholar Tamara Catherine Jones in Education. Tamara investigated school leaders' and teachers' understandings of innovative learning environments in New Zealand primary schools. Using a 3-school case study approach, she explored the complex connections between teachers' understandings and their reactions to expectations to adapt how, where or what they teach. Tamara also explored forms of support that teachers perceived enabled them to further develop their understandings of innovative practices. Congratulations. Danny Sukor in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Danny's research focused on integrating 3-dimensional electrodes into a microfluidic environment to produce a novel point-of-care diagnostic which was low cost yet highly sensitive. Congratulations, Danny. University Doctoral Scholar Lee Tet Chuan in Engineering Science. Tet Chuan has examined a porous brush-like layer that lines the inside of blood vessels. Using computational models, He looked at the role this layer plays in shielding blood vessels from the stress of blood being pumped through them, to better understand the layer's role in cardiovascular disease. Chitchuan, congratulations. University doctoral scholar Sanel van Wyk in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Sanel looked at the preservation of wine using non-thermal technologies that utilise high pressures and high voltage pulses as an alternative to sulphur dioxide. She looked into the ability of these technologies to inactivate spoilage microorganisms and their impact on wine quality. The goal ultimately is to use these technologies to produce commercial preservative-free wine suitable for customers with allergies. Sanel. Hasini Nadipama Wijayaratna in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Hasini's work focused on understanding the properties of aluminas, used for global production of aluminium metal. The work has advanced our understanding of phase evolution with trace impurity migration, and also revealed that alumina is weakened when high levels of a porous corundum phase form. This work provides significant insights into improving alumina qualities that are critical for aluminium smelting. Hasini, congratulations. Feng Chan Zhang in Chemical and Materials Engineering. Feng Chan developed a novel method to manufacture steel polymer composites. This eco-friendly and cost-effective technique works without the need for adhesives, solvents, or other additives which are costly and potentially toxic. She is currently exploring the commercial application of her research in the fabrication of coatings. Congratulations. And in absentia, all those other persons named in the official record qualified for the conferment of a degree or the award of a diploma.
We are now nearing the end of this graduation ceremony. On behalf of the university, I invite all today's graduates to stand and receive the congratulations of us all. It is also an opportunity for the graduates to show their appreciation of their families and supporters and the staff of the university who have helped them as they achieved their qualifications. This concludes this meeting of Council and convocation of the University for the conferment of degrees and the award of diplomas. I now invite you to sing the first verse of God Defend New Zealand in Māori and then in English. The words are printed on the reverse of the program.